Hello, friends. Happy Friday. Welcome back to another photo editing challenge in Photoshop, where I have been showing y'all different adjustment layers that I love to utilize when I'm editing my portraits. My name is Idara Ekpoh. I am your host for today and have been your host this entire week. I hope that y'all have been enjoying all of the different challenges this week. I've been also really enjoying seeing the work that you guys have been coming up with. So thank you so much for participating. Today, we are going to be talking about sky replacement. And also, I thought it'd be fun to kind of combine a lot of what we learned today into this portrait and then finally finish it off with a sky replacement. I love to focus on sky replacement because some of my favorite shots are the ones where I shoot maybe at a low angle or in some kind of way incorporate the sky. Now, sometimes when I do that, the sky isn't really that interesting. So I really love that Photoshop has the option to add different variations of skies to pick what I feel like is adding the best to my photo. So we're gonna go ahead and get started because I do want to do some quick selective color, maybe some hue and saturation just to get the photo prepped, and then we will go ahead and see what our sky options look like. So like we've always been doing, we're gonna go ahead and duplicate our layer. We have this lovely portrait of my friend Nena. And she's wearing yellow and blue. Yesterday we talked about, well, yellow, she's wearing yellow. The sky is blue. Yesterday we talked about a little bit about color, and I really love color relationships, and blue and yellow are complementary colors. So I really like how this is really popping off of her and off of her skin as well. And thank you so much, Sam, for dropping off those starter files. Y'all do have access to all of the files that we have edited this week. So please utilize them, play around with the edits, and I would love to see what y'all come up with. So real quickly, we're gonna go ahead and start with selective color. I'm going to do, let's try reds to see what that does with her skin. Remove some cyans. I'm gonna put this back at 0. Don't like what that did. Yellow, a little bit of that yellow is fine. And then I am going to increase the blacks because I like how it kind of added a little bit more deepness into her skin tone. Now I'm going to go back to selective color again. Let's do yellows. This might, let's see. Do I even need to do that? Let's see. No, I kind of like what her skin was already, so I'm going to leave that alone. So I'm going to leave her skin as it is. I'm going to go into, let's see. Let's do hue and saturation next. I'm going to make a quick selection and see if I can make a selection of her jacket. All right, cool. I'm going to remove, as I'm doing that, I'm going to remove that selection. All right, perfect. And then I'm going to come down here to adjustment layers, hue and saturation, and that way we have, and I'm going to move it to the top. That way we have her blazer already selected. Now, what we talked about yesterday was that if I wanted to, on this master slider, just change the overall color of her blazer, I could do that. So y'all can see I could change it to like this blue color. I could change it to pink. We did hot pink yesterday, which was really nice. I'm going to keep it as a yellow, and I also did not, I think I missed some selection areas, which we'll go back and fix, but I'm going to keep it yellow and just change the hue of that yellow and see what we can get there. I just wanted it a little bit more vibrant is all. So I increase the hue a little bit, same thing with saturation. And then I think I'm also going to increase that brightness just a little bit. So that's our before and that's our after. So I feel like that complements the sky a lot more. Now we will change it, but I do want to stick with a blue sky for sure. Then I'm going to come down here again. Let's do a little bit of dodging and burning. Let's see, dodge and burn. We talked about dodging and burning. I am going to use the action that I do have, but we did talk about how to create these specific adjustment layers. Let's see, what am I doing? Okay, there we go. I'm going to zoom in so y'all can see what I am doing here. And I hope y'all like this. I just thought it might be fun to, because sky replacement is usually the last thing that I do in my portrait. So I figured let's just combine everything that we've done so far with some sky replacement and see what our final portrait would look like. I would love to see what your guys' final portraits come up as well. Okay, so we are zoomed in. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more just to make sure y'all can see what I am doing to her face. I am using my mouse to go in, and on that I'm using the brush tool as well. And I'm on white. So you want to make sure that you're using the brush tool and you're on white. And I'm just gonna come in here, and where the light naturally falls on her face is where I'm just gonna come and highlight a wee bit just to add in a bit more drama. And like I talked about earlier in the week, dodging and burning is really great for highlighting certain areas as well as contouring other areas. So we can see that that just kind of slightly amplifies those highlights in the photo. And then we're gonna come here. I'm gonna take my burn brush. Ooh, that's a little too much. That's a little too much. We're gonna reduce that the flow down to 10. Yeah, that's a little better. And sorry, my mouse keeps moving the picture around. But we're just gonna go around just ever slightly. And yeah, that's a little before and after there. So let me go ahead and zoom out of this portrait so we can just see how it just adds a little bit more depth in the photo. So that's our before. And that's our after. So there's a little bit more dimension in her face. Not too much, but I don't want to go too crazy with it, but I just wanted to do a little something to just make her, those highlights pop out a little bit more. I'm gonna go back to selective color one more time to see what we can play around with in there. I think I'm only gonna end up using selective color and hue and saturation today, but we did talk about color lookup as well as talked about color lookup and then color lookup, selective color. I'm trying to remember color lookup, selective color, and hue and saturations were our color grading tools for the week. All right, cool. So I'm going to keep that as is, and I'm going to group this together, and we're just going to call it color grading, and we might come back and add to it later on. Okay, so now I'm going to make sure we're going to go into the sky replacement. Now I'm going to go ahead and make sure I'm on my layer. I'm going to go to, is it edit? Yes, edit, and then sky replacement. And what you will see here is that it is going to, with the AI, it's going to detect sky. And actually, before we do that, y'all see this little wire up here? That's going to annoy me. And so what I should have done is take that out. So I'm going to use my clone stamp tool, and very roughly, I'm just going to take that little wire out. Now, if I was paying attention to it, I would have made sure to not get it in the photo, but I think it was inevitable. I think it was going to get in the shot regardless. So I just want to kind of come in here and take that out. Now that's a little, just real quickly, nothing really clean, because I'm assuming when I go in to do the sky replacement, it'll still cover all of it at the end of the day. So I just want it not in that photo. So now we're going to go back to edit, sky replacement. And y'all, let me tell you, sky replacement is fire, okay? I love how it easily detects the sky, and it's just such a seamless replacement. Like, oh, I love it. So what you can do here is, if you see where it says sky, if you click this drop down, you'll see that you have so many different skies to choose from. And this can really take your portrait from, oh, that portrait is nice, to, dang, that portrait is really stunning. Maybe it's more of a fantasy, whatever the case might be, whatever you might be feeling when you're editing. You have so many different skies that are already here for you to incorporate into your photo. So I'm gonna just click on some random skies. If we wanted to do sunsets, we could do that. So these are some of our sunset options. This is actually really nice, right? The sky's the limit of the selection. Love that. So there are some sunsets there for us. These are called spectacular. So we got a little rainbow behind her. More sunsets in there. And then where I like to really focus on, especially for this photo, because there was a blue sky, and like I mentioned before, with the color relationship and with that yellow and blue and them being complementary colors, I do want to keep a blue sky. And also it was naturally a blue sky in the original photo. So I want to keep that, as I think it might complement the photo the best. So here's one of the sky options. Let's see. If I want to throw some clouds up in there, you know what? I kind of like the clouds. It's a little like graphic-y. I don't know. I like that. Some more cloud options. Let's see what else we have in here. That's an option. So we have all of these different clouds to essentially choose from. Now I'm trying to, let's see, make sure I'm not missing anything in the chat. No, I'm not. Let's see what I want to start with. I really think I'm going to go with, this one is natural. So you guys let me know, y'all let me know in the chat, what is it that you want to see? Do you all want to see a blue sky? Do you want to see, I know I gave you my preference for a blue sky. Do you want to see, you know, a regular blue sky like this? Do you want to see some clouds? Let's see. Oh, and another tip. Yes, Sean, thank you. You can also add your own skies in here as well. There is a plus button down here for you to add your own files as well. Let me see. This is great, but is it still my photo? You can upload your own skies. Yes, you can upload your own skies. So should we do this one as number one, or should we add in the clouds? So y'all let me know in the comments. Let's see, should we do clouds or should we do a normal blue sky? So I'm looking to my left to make sure I'm not missing anything. So General said this one. I'm assuming you were talking about the no clouds. Cheryl said clouds. So we got a 1 for 1. Let's see, what else would y'all, who else would like to see? Let's see if we can get some more votes in the chat. Clouds or no clouds? I'm gonna give it another, maybe, okay, 1, clouds. Okay, clouds. Can you drag the clouds around? Oh, that is actually a good question. I think that is actually a good question. I'm actually not sure of if you can drag the clouds around. Can somebody let me know in the chat, because I have not played around with the sky replacement tool enough in that sense to see if I can drag it around. I've only gone into these specific adjustments. So let me double check. Ooh, okay, so I'm seeing a lot of clouds. Okay, yes, you can move it around. All right, I wanted to make sure. So yes, you can move around the clouds. If you click on this button right here, you'll be able to move around the clouds and kind of position them where you would want. Just click the sky and drag it, and there you go. So I think it sounded like we were filling the clouds with the deeper blue sky. Okay, let's go back to here, because there were, was it this one? Okay, there were clouds in this one. So let's see if we can move and get some more cloud action up there. I'll bring this down. Let's move it left to right, see what we get in there. I'm losing some clouds there. I like this kind of white area over here. So maybe if I drag, yeah, there we go. Not too much, because now we're getting to the end of the photo. So there we go. So there's one option there. I'm going to save that option. Actually, I shouldn't have done that real quickly. 1 second. Let me go back and do that one more time, because there was one more adjustment I wanted to make. So edit, sky replacement. Here is our sky. And then we're going to go ahead and drag over the portion that we want. That's really nice. Then I also like to come in to do some sky adjustments. So let's see, I want to, if I increase the brightness, I sometimes like to do that. Then you can go ahead and change this temperature if you want. You can make it more warm, you can make it cooler, whatever. Ooh, that coolness is kind of really nice. So I think I'm gonna do that. You can also scale the image as well. So that's another option that you have in there. So you can see as I'm changing, I'm scaling it a bit. So I'm going to keep that there. And then I think that is what I want. Let's see. Okay. Yes, all right, that's done. So I think we're gonna stick with this one. This is really nice. And it's also really natural. You have a little bit of the clouds and it's deep blue as well. So I really like that. So this is the before and this is the after. Before and after. So I really, again, I love sky replacement because it just adds a different type of touch on your image. Then I would go through and do some more color grading on this. Maybe let's say if I want to go back to selective color, let's say, I know maybe I want to richen the blue, or maybe it's cyan. Let's see. What's going on? What am I doing? Hold on. Let me close this. Oh, I need to move this to the top. That's why. Like, where is my effect? Okay. I'm going to drag this all the way to the top. There we go. And let's see what we could do here. Now I can change the actual color of the blues in the sky. I can make it more blue. If I want to make it richer, I can increase the blacks and make it more of a deep blue if I was feeling that. And then I'm going to come in back to selective color again, create another layer, and I'm going to go into my blacks. Let's see what happens here. Just to create, I really like this kind of color that it's creating around her skin. That's really nice. If I wanted to add a little purple, I could. I really like adding the yellow. Let's see. And then I can reduce the opacity a bit. So I'm going to take these two and I'm going to put them into that color grade folder that I have. And let's go ahead and look at that before and after. So we have the sky replacement, or actually, I'm gonna move this down. We had the dodging and braiding that we did, the sky replacement, and then a quick color grade on top of it. So that is a quick final version of this edit. I do have one more that I wanna show y'all, another photo with a different angle of the clouds. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy my layer right there. Let's start with just making some quick selective color adjustments. In the color of the photo, I want her skin to pop a little bit more. And I can just do that in a few adjustments there. Yep, that's really nice. She's a little too red. Just a wee bit. I'm gonna bring down that magenta a little bit. Okay, yeah. Okay, her skin is now popping out. Now I'm gonna go into, let's see. I think there's a lot of whites in this photo. So let's see what happens when I edit the whites as well. I like to make my whites like more of add like a bluish greenish tone into my whites. I find that to be really nice. Okay, let's look at that before and after. So you can see the whites in the concrete, her shirt, even a little bit on the plane. It's more of this bluish green tint, which is what I personally really like. Now go back to selective color. Let's see if there's anything else I want to do in here. We'll come back and we'll do some more adjustment layers lastly. Now I'm going to come back here to my layer, going to go to edit, sky replacement, and it's going to again detect the sky in the photo, and bam. So I already feel like that adds a huge new element to the image. If I want to go, I really like the clouds. I feel like it adds like more of a kind of fantasy to this photo. So what are y'all thinking? For this one, do you think we should do clouds or no clouds? Let me know what you're feeling. Let's also see what some of these other, see, that one is doing a little too much for me. I think I'm gonna stick with the blue skies, but also because that's what it naturally looked like on that day. So let's see. Let's see. Do y'all want to see clouds or no clouds? I wish I was getting on the plane rather than sitting on my desk. I feel that. I feel the exact same. I'm trying to be a jet setter. I'm trying to be in another country, okay? Okay, the first blue sky that I had, was it this one? A deep blue with some clouds. Okay, so let's see Do we like this sky, sky number 1 or sky number 2? These are the two options we had earlier. I can make it a little bit deeper and change the hue. But y'all put in the chat 1 or 2. So I'm gonna give y'all a quick little second for that. So 1 or 2, I might be playing around with no clouds. All right, so no, I'm hearing no clouds. Sky number 2. Sky number 1. Clouds, they're rare in Phoenix. Okay, you know what? Marcy, you won with that comment. Clouds are very, very rare over here in Phoenix. So we're gonna go with the clouds because we don't be seeing clouds in here like that. That's why I have to do all this sky replacement because our skies be bland. I'm gonna reduce the temperature a little bit. Yeah, like that. Let's see if I move this around. What is the sky? Yeah, I might scale it. Let's see what happens when I scale it a bit more. Yeah, I think I like the clouds a little bit more in. Yeah, okay. That is really nice. Let me deepen that tone again. And then I'm gonna go ahead and press okay. Here is my sky replacement folder. That is our before and that is our after. I love the clouds. I think the clouds really add a whole new like feel to it. And then plus this is my friend, TT, she is in pilot school. So just, you need the clouds, right? She has the plane behind her. You need the clouds. It adds a little bit more for that dramatic effect, So we're gonna go into selective color. Let's see what we can do in here. Let's just go back to the science again, play around with the blues that we have here, make that blue a little bit, let it pop a little bit more. I know I made it deeper and then I changed it more into that turquoise kind of color that I really love. Let's see. Ooh, Sean said to animate the clouds going across in Photoshop. That would be really, really, really dope, to be honest, to animate the clouds. I'm gonna come in with the blacks. Let's finish this portrait off. I'm gonna add a little bit of that magenta. I really like how that is toning her. And I'm gonna reduce the opacity, of course. Yeah, this is looking nice. Actually, I'm gonna leave this at 0. I'm gonna put my colors into a folder. Lovely. See what that before and after is. That is really beautiful. And let me go in here again. Let's do one more selective color. I know I already played with the whites, but I want to see what else I can do. I want to focus on the clouds here. Yeah, so I'm going to come in. I'm going to take the eraser tool because that impacted the entire photo. I don't really need it on the base since we already did the whites there. So I'm going to take my eraser. I'm going to make it quite big because you have like this little horizon here. And I'm just gonna erase. Just a really messy erase to take that specific layer off of the building, off of the ground, off of her as well. I'm gonna reduce my brush a little bit to come in onto her face because I know it did add the highlights that are there on her face. It did add the layer, the adjustment layer there. Yeah, lovely. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, I missed a spot over here somewhere. All right, got it. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring this down. And this was our before of this portrait. This was our sky replacement. And then this is our final image here. So what do we feel? How do we feel, y'all? I really love the clouds in this photo. I think it is on brand and on theme with her being in pilot school. Planes should be going through clouds. So I really love the theme of that. And then going back to our original photo here with Nena, this was our before. We did do some dodging and burning in this photo just really slightly. We have the sky replacement there. And then the color grade as well. Awesome. So I hope that y'all enjoyed today's challenge. We have had a lot of awesome challenges this week. If you missed any of them, you can go ahead and watch the replays. We talked about so many different things. We talked about dodging and burning, color selection, hue and saturation. We're talking about sky replacement today. And so we did a lot of great work this week. I would love to see y'all take these images, play around with them, whatever you like to see. Whatever kind of vibe you're going for, play around with that as well. Go into the Discord, share some of your work. I would love to engage with y'all there. And I hope that you enjoyed everything. You can catch the replay if you missed anything. But until next time, I will see you guys then.